All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Now, look, I've heard all the diss records, all the diss tracks from all these artists that have been coming out. I haven't been doing reactions to them, but I do know what's going on. I know a lot of people were saying, they were up and down about Kendrick's. But it's one of them, his is one of those you have to listen to a few times to really understand, because I feel like a lot of stuff might have been going over people's head, even with the title Euphoria, which, he has on the cover, which, the show is like, there's a lot of young people on that show and Drake is one of the producers or whatever. And basically you have all these young kids on this show who y'all know what I'm trying to say. Just trying to choose my words carefully here. But Kendrick exposes Drake for paying off victim in Euphoria diss. Drake wants to be like Sexxy Red. We're on the Impressive channel. We gonna check this out. I'll leave the link in the description, man. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. Kendrick Lamar finally responded to Drake's diss records and I was thoroughly entertained. Now, there was some alleged tea that Kendrick was supposed to be a part of First Person Shooter with Drake and J. Cole, but he turned it down for whatever reason.
Let's address the rumor. Drake and Cole wanted Kendrick on First Person Shooter is the rumor. Listening to First Person Shooter without Kendrick, and them keep mentioning Kendrick, it sounds like he should have been there. I don't have any factual knowledge of this, but I'm just going off the rumor.
I can't confirm whether this is true or not, but Joe Budden put the rumor out there, and Joe Budden seems to be spot on about a lot of things, because Kendrick did confirm that Drake reached out to him to do some song. I don't know if it was First Person Shooter exactly, but he did reach out to him, but Kendrick turned him down and Drake felt a way about it. So Drake was like, forget K-Dot, it's just between me and Cole. We made it to the Super Bowl. And Kendrick felt a way about it because they were kind of playing in his face a little bit, trying to make him seem like he was in third place. And he's like, listen, ain't no big three, it's just big me. And he made that very clear in his Like That verse. And he took direct shots at Drake, and Drake responded with his songs, Push Ups, Drop and Give Me 50, and Tailor Made. I thought both of Drake's responses were great. I loved Push Ups, and I thought Tailor Made was clever and hilarious, but at the same time, I wasn't really here for him using AI. I felt like he was endorsing AI with the songs, and he was using Tupac and Snoop Dogg's voice to do it. So I was a little turned off by that. However,
yeah, I mean, he did that because, Kendrick is a West Coast artist from Compton. I know where he grew up at, over by like Athens Park area. I lived in Compton for about 10 years, grew up in South Central. So by him doing that, that's like that was a left hook, out of nowhere. But, and Kendrick responds just saying like, Drake ain't really who he tries to be. Like, I don't think nobody will ever look at Drake like a tough guy, and that's what he's doing. But yeah,
I thought the song and the angle was clever. Now, Kendrick broke the internet when he dropped his diss song Euphoria, and it's interesting because Drake is the executive producer of the show Euphoria, but he responded, and I will say this diss track did not disappoint at all. The only critique I would probably bring up are the recycled disses. Some of the shots that he took at Drake were similar to what Rick Ross, Megan Thee Stallion, and Pusha T said about Drake. So it was a bit redundant. However, the way Kendrick articulated it was really immaculate. I mean, the wordplay, the double entendres, I mean, there was just so much to digest and dissect. It was just a great listening experience because he wasn't just throwing jabs at Drake. He was painting the picture of who Drake is, and he did it so artistically. Like, I love how he started slow and completely changed up the beat and the vibe, and his delivery and flow was insane. I was highly entertained by his animated voices, especially when he was mocking Drake's Toronto accent towards the end of the song. Brody. I thought this was a great response. Now, do I think he completely destroyed Drake? Not necessarily, because Kendrick didn't really go as far as he could have gone, but he definitely got a one-up on Drake for sure.
Did it in a
and
nice
there was
way.
a lot that was said. I first want to get into what Kendrick said about J. Cole and Drake linking up. He said, "I hurt your feelings. You don't want to work with me no more? Okay. There's 3 goats left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death. And in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase, huh? It's nothing nobody can tell me, huh? I don't want to talk on no silly, huh? You know I got language barriers, huh? There's no accent you could sell me, huh?" So he's throwing shade at Drake's different accents.
Yeah.
He also said, "Yeah, Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish igga. The crown is heavy, huh? I pray they my real friends. If not, I'm YNW Melly." So basically he's saying, if y'all gonna be acting fake with me, I'm gonna take y'all both out, and it will be a double homicide.
Yeah.
And that's the same crime that YNW Melly was accused of. So that's what he means when he said he loves them to death. He also said, "I don't like you popping."
And I see, like I said, a lot of people on first listen, maybe you're not going to understand that if you don't know the history of that, you know. That's why I'm watching a lot of the reaction channels, No Life Shack, Screwface, Stevie Knight, a lot of them. You know, when you do a reaction, man, there's going to be pauses. You got to break stuff down, you know, and a lot of people get mad at that. But if you want to listen to the song on your own, then do that. If you want the song explained to you, if you don't know what's going on, then you know, you want to watch those channels, Knox Hill. But yeah, definitely that double homicide, that was crazy. But like I said, a lot of people didn't catch that.
Ish at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. So Kendrick felt a way that Drake took a shot at the producer Pharrell in the song Meltdown, which is the song he did with Travis Scott. In the song, Drake took a jab at Pharrell after he was made creative director for Louis Vuitton Men's. And Kendrick wasn't here for that. He said, "Yeah, F all that push and P. Let me see you push a T." So he was referencing Gunna's song Push and P, but he's also like, "You not really keeping it player if you coming for somebody like Pharrell, so stop pushing P, aka Pharrell, around and try going up against somebody who could actually give you a challenge like Pusha T." Yeah. But see, when Pusha T dissed Drake in Story of Adidon, Drake ran from the smoke. So if Drake couldn't push around Pusha T, Kendrick is saying that he definitely can't push him around. He said, "You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thornton. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet." So he mentioned Pusha T's government name, Terrence Thornton, but he said he's like the boxer Terrence Crawford. He's going to be beating Drake up. He also said, "We ain't got to get personal. This is a friendly fade." Kendrick gets me because how do you say this is a friendly fade while threatening to beat him up? And then he went on to say, "It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way you walk, the way you talk. I hate the way you dress. I hate the way you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's going to be direct. We hate the B's you F because they confuse themselves with real women. Now, I don't know what Kendrick was trying to imply here, but they said it was a shot at Drake's baby mama, Sophie, who used to be an ex-porn star. But he also might be implying that Drake was messing around with transgender women. But that would be politically incorrect for him to say. So I don't know. He also went on to say this. "How many more fairy tales about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel you're black enough?" Whew. He's not even just talking about black features as in his facial features, but even him collaborating with other black artists to gain some type of respect in the black hip hop community. So, child, once again, they're coming for Drake's blackness. I mean, Drake is biracial, but he has a black father. So I don't see why it's an issue that he wants to connect with his black side. And I do think it's odd that Kendrick is taking shots at Drake for being biracial, but isn't his wife mixed? I don't know. I think that's a little odd to be taking shots at a mixed person when you're married to a mixed person. If a person is mixed with black, there's nothing wrong with them embracing it.
I think he's more so talking about like Drake didn't really grow up with the struggles that a lot of black people do, as far as like, I'm saying, if you're a child, you have no control over what your parents are doing, right? So yeah, that's what I think he's saying. Like a lot of black people, kids grow up with either one parent, you know, mainly the father's not in the home, or, you know, there's drugs, there's just whatever the case may be. And I think he's saying that Drake never really experienced that, but he talks about, like, the way he rap, you would think that he has, but that's not really what his life has been about. So it's like, where are you getting all this, like, tough guy act from? Like, you came from the slums or what, you know what I mean? That's what I think he's trying to say.
And I don't see anything wrong with Drake embracing his black side, but I do also understand that Drake likes to cosplay like somebody he's not, and people can really see past his facade.
Right.
So a lot of times people call him out on it. He also said, Yachty can't give you no swag neither. I don't give a F about who you hang with. I hate the way you walk, the way you talk, hate the way you dress. Surprised you wanted that feature request. You know that we got some ish to address. I even hate when you say the word igga, but that's me, I guess. So he did confirm that Drake tried to reach out to him for a collaboration, but he was like, no, we're not even cool like that. You're not going to use me in that way, especially after all of the subs you've thrown at me. He also said this, I'm knowing they calling you the boy, but where is the man? Cause I ain't seen him yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? Bet. When I see you stand by Sexxy Red, I believe you see two bad bees. I thought this was funny because there is this idea that Drake wants to be a bad bee like the women, but at the same time, he will be dissing women like Megan Thee Stallion and Rihanna. And Kendrick was like, you don't even like women like that. Now, this was some tea I didn't know. Kendrick said, try cease and desist on Like That record. Oh, you don't like that record? Back to back, I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for that record. Why would you call around to get dirt on iggas? Y'all think All My Life is rap? So he pretty much called out Drake's moves behind the scenes. I didn't know that Drake sent a cease and desist to get the Like That record removed. So that kind of shows you how pressed Drake was. Also, Drake has been scouring the internet and sniffing around the industry to find dirt on Kendrick, but it seems like he wasn't able to find anything too significant. However, Kendrick was able to pull up something about Drake. Did y'all know that there was a story that Drake paid $530,000 to one of his accusers? This was actually reported by the Daily.
Like this is, you know, when you see the title here, this is what I was expecting to be the chunk of the video. Not her breaking down all the lyrics and stuff, but I mean, hey, but yeah, I hadn't heard nothing about this. I haven't even watched Euphoria before. I know about it. I know, what's her name? Zendaya's in it, but I've never seen the show. So I was like, hold on now, what is this about? Let me get back to it.
That Drake paid $530,000 to one of his accusers. This was actually reported by the Daily Mail, but it seemed like the story was wiped away. However, the New Zealand Herald actually reposted it. And it said back in 2017, he allegedly SA'd a stripper. He forced her to do oral on him, and he ended up quietly settling this lawsuit. And Kendrick slyly brought this up. He said, have you ever paid $500,000 to like an open case?
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you listen to the song, you would think he was talking about his own legal fees, but he was actually also referencing Drake's case as well. He also took a subtle dig at Drake's association with minors. He said, I make music that electrify him. You make music that pacify him.
Yeah.
I could double down on that line, but spare you this time. That's random acts of kindness. Ooh. So he's talking literally, but also when he brought up the fact that Drake makes music to pacify, well, what do babies like? They like pacifiers. And Drake has been accused of having odd interactions with babies in the industry, essentially, like Millie Bobby Brown. People had an issue with the fact that Drake, who was in his 30s, was texting Millie when she was 14 or 15 years old. So Kendrick is like, listen, I could double down on this, but I'm gonna spare you.
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and He's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys. He helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
So Kendrick was very sly and strategic with how he slid some of that in. And I think this should be a warning to Drake, because Drake might feel like he's invincible and he might feel like he could out rap Kendrick and win this battle. But Kendrick hasn't even scratched the surface of what he could bring up against Drake. So Drake might want to really move with caution. I know he's trying to dig up information on Kendrick, but he can't find it. Kendrick said he's too busy being a real father to his son, unlike Drake. He also said, ain't 20 verse 1, it's 1 verse 20 if I gotta smack ends that right with you. That line was hard. Now, Drake has been going up against a lot of different guys in the industry right now, so he feels like it's 20 versus 1, but Kendrick is like, nah, it's me versus all your ghostwriters. But overall, I thought this diss track was solid. I think Kendrick definitely has a one-up on Drake this time around. And Drake tried to mock Kendrick when Kendrick was like, I hate the way you talk, hate the way you dress. Drake posted this clip from the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. And in this scene, Kat was listing all the things she hated about Patrick. She hated him, but she liked him. So I thought this meme was funny, even though most hip hop listeners wouldn't resonate with this. But I thought it was funny. But I will say this. I think Drake might want to tread carefully because he does have some skeletons in his closet. And Kendrick will shake those bones out. So if Drake does respond, he has to be prepared for what Kendrick comes back at him with. Because I feel like Kendrick might say something that could be career damaging. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Things that are done in the dark will come to the light. Again, I look at Drake more as a troll type dissing person. I will never look at him as a tough guy ever. But it's just a part of me, you know, I want to say maybe I'm like 60-40. It was higher, but it's like 60-40, like 60% don't believe these rap beefs are like legit. 60%, the other 40 was like maybe they are, depending on the shots that they take. I feel like if somebody, you know, starts talking about things that are important like that case and all that type of stuff, then yeah, we getting serious. But I don't know. Hip hop has it hasn't been the same in a while since I don't know, man. And you know, I'm about to be 44 years old. So, you know, me, I'm LL, Snoop Dogg, you know, the Dog Pound, Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, Rakim, Run DMC, and it's different now. I know you want to kind of go with the flow when you look at what's, you know, a lot of people are making music. I feel like we went through that music era, like where people make music people can dance to, but now it's like it got elevated now. It's like people are taking clips of the music so they can do TikToks, all that type of stuff, man. But so it's hard to take it serious, you know, if you're a true fan. And now I ain't out here trying to condone violence, or nothing like that. I'm just saying from what it was to what it is now, it's totally different. Totally different. From the way they dress, from just everything, man. It's kind of hard to take these dudes serious, you know. So I don't know. But I do feel like Kendrick had a very mature, grown man diss track, and that he, you know, whenever you find yourself pausing and rewinding, that means it's good, Because you right there in the moment. I got to hear this again. Wait, what did he say? He didn't say what I think he just said. Yeah. Yeah. So, hey. Now I see that 500 to, have you ever paid 500 to an open case? Okay. Yeah, and I said from day one that Drake, Millie Bobby Brown thing was extremely weird. Extremely. Stranger Things. All right, that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys coming over and watching, man. Peace out.